What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Streets YouTube channel. Right, the Game Week 5 is just around the corner. Finally, the international break has concluded. Why is it when we have the first international break of the season, it always feels like the longest 2 weeks of everybody's lives? It's gone on non-stop. But I'm glad it's over. I'm glad the Premier League is back and we can get talking about the upcoming fixtures of this game week. So we're going to start with the early kickoff on the Saturday, which sees Liverpool travel to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Going through like any other game in the season, this game would be probably a nailed-on Liverpool win. But there's just something about early kickoffs, especially on Saturday, especially after an international break. Players are linking back up with their clubs, and it could be a true test for Liverpool. I do expect them to get the job done. I think it'll be quite a late victory. I think it'll be about 1-1 for the vast majority of the game. I think Liverpool will win it late. Obviously, they're without their two starting centre-halves in Konate, who's injured, and Van Dijk, who's suspended for another game. So, taking into account, like I said, I think it will be quite a tight game. But I do think Liverpool's attack will be too much for Wolverhampton in the end. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win. Like I said, I think both goals will come late. And I think it'll be a tricky test for Liverpool, which they'll overcome. Obviously, their hopes of the top four, maybe challenging for the Premier League. You have to beat teams like this, especially away from home. And I think they'll do so just about. Right, on to Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Game with both teams have had decent starts to the season. Aston Villa, other than two tricky games against Newcastle and Liverpool, have looked really good. And Crystal Palace are continuing to get victories, even though they've lost Wilfried Zaha. Obviously, they've still kept Olise and stuff like that. So I think it'll be another tricky game for Aston Villa, but their home form has been very good this season. So I'm going to back them for another home win, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win. I think Aston Villa will be too strong for Crystal Palace. On to Fulham versus Luton. This could potentially be a game where Luton could look to get a result in the Premier League. I think Fulham, especially based on the first 4 games, look like a team that's going to struggle to get results in the Premier League, and I think they will be in and around the relegation zone towards the end of the campaign. But I think this could be Luton's first point of the season. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw here. I think Morris will get on the score sheet, and I don't think the firepower from Fulham is tremendous. So I think it'll be a tricky game for Fulham at Craven Cottage this weekend. So like I said, a 1-1 draw for me. Man United v Brighton, one of the better games of the game week. For some reason, not on telly, which is a bit of a shame for the British viewers, because I think this will be a really good game to watch. Obviously, Manchester United are going through a lot of struggles on and off the pitch. It's been well documented about certain players' issues. Personally, obviously on the pitch, they've got quite a few injuries in defensive positions. So it'd be interesting to see how they line up, who they choose. I think I did see Lisandro Martinez training for Argentina, so I think he's going to be back fit. Varane's obviously out injured. I believe Lindelof's injured, so it'll be a case of he might be fine. I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to see who partners Martinez if he's fit in that centre back partnership. Obviously, they have to cover for left back as well. Whether the cover left back Malacia is fit, but they should still have. It'll be a very competitive game. Obviously, Brighton are going in their full strength, and I could see this being another tricky game for Manchester United. Not a game you would need to face someone like Brighton just when you're coming off a 3-1 loss to Arsenal. And I think this one's going to be a draw. I think Man United have enough in attack to cause problems. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw. On to Spurs and Sheffield United, one of the potential bankers of the weekend. Spurs are in a hot vein of form right now, winning 3 out of the 4 games and drawing the other one. They're currently undefeated. I think that streak's going to continue. I think Tottenham are going to have too much for Sheffield United. If they continue to play Heung-min Son as a 9 as they did against Burnley, he's proven that he can be a massive threat to any team. So I am going to go for a 3-1 Spurs win. The defence looks surefire. Obviously James Maddison is in cracking form at the moment, and like I said, if they play Son as a 9, which I think they will. Obviously they've brought in the likes of Brendan Johnson as well to cover for Kulusevski. I don't think if they start with Richarlison, I don't think the scoreline would be as big, because I just don't think Richarlison has the goal output that Son would have if he was playing in that number 9 position. So like I said, I'm going to go for a 3-1 win on the basis that Son starts as the 9. West Ham versus Man City. This could be quite a tricky game for Man City. Obviously West Ham are in decent form. The place where the Sidemen charity match was held on the weekend, the London Stadium, and it could be, like I said, there could be an upset on the cards here. I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw. I just think West Ham are in that good a form right now. Obviously, the new signings have bedded in straight away, and they do look a really good outfit at the moment. Man City, they haven't really got going in an attacking sense. I know obviously they beat Fulham last week and scored 5, but Fulham put in a poor display. The week before, obviously, you just got to look at the Sheffield United game away from home. It seems like they're slow in the build-up play at the moment. Whether Jeremy Doku comes in and changes that with his pace and athleticism is remain to be seen. But like I said, I do think it'll be a tricky one. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw. I think West Ham will continue their good start to the season. I think you'll look back at the end of the season. I think both teams will have taken this 1-1 draw. So on to Newcastle versus Brentford. And again, it's another tricky game, another hard to call game, but I am going to go for a Newcastle win here, purely because they're at home. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle win. Obviously they have to get back to winning ways. Lost against Brighton last time out, and obviously lost to Liverpool the week before, so they will need to get back to winning ways. They will need to start performing well, and I think this is the game to do so. Brentford again themselves have been playing very well this season, but I just think Newcastle will have enough to get over the line. Like I said, a 2-1 victory there. On to the Sunday fixtures. Early kick-off is Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Two teams which haven't really got going this season. Chelsea's got 4 points. They drew with Liverpool, which they'll look back and think that's an excellent result. And the 3-0 win against Luton. With Bournemouth, I thought, with their new manager and stuff, they're going to take time to implement what he needs, get the right players in, whatnot. So them getting results and good performances are going to take time. They've performed decently in the games they've played so far. They've had chances, but obviously they have come up against some really good teams. So it's no surprise that they haven't picked up many points. But I am going to go for a Chelsea win. I think they'll bounce back here. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea win. Like I said, I just don't think Bournemouth have got going so far this season. Like I said, they're still at the training ground. They're still implementing what the manager wants. So I think it will take time, but I do see them safe this season. Like I said, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Chelsea win. Everton versus Arsenal. This is usually a slip-up fixture for Arsenal. Everton usually perform quite well against Arsenal. But they perform in, obviously they're bottom of the league at the moment, haven't got a point on the board, and I think that's going to continue. I think Arsenal will win comfortably here and go for a 3-0 victory. And lastly, Monday night is Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. Nottingham Forest, we all know how they are playing at this point. They're dogged, outrun teams, and just take chances when they can. With Burnley, obviously it's still up in the air. They're still trying to play a certain way, and it's up in the air whether that's going to work in the Premier League. They do play really nice football, but they just get going on the wrong end of results. But one thing that is going for them is they're scoring goals and they're creating a lot of chances. So I'm going to go for a Burnley win here. Actually, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Burnley win. With Nottingham Forest, these are the types of games where they tended to slip up last season. They were very good against the big teams, but it was almost like they struggled to get up for the lower teams. And I think that would be the case. I think they could come unstuck here, especially first game back from the international break. And I'm going to go for a Burnley 2-1 win to get them a win on the board. Right, so that is my game week 5 preview. Obviously, let me know what you think of the fixtures. Any that stand out to you. Obviously, like I said, Man United Brighton to me is a standout fixture of the week. I think it could be a really good game. I'm gutted that it's not on telly, because you know, a lot of people would enjoy watching the game like that. So like I said, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Like I said, comment on what you think your highlight game is going to be and what you think the score is going to be. And then obviously, if you're new, subscribe. It only helps, and helps me have the motivation to continue to make content, knowing people are watching it, enjoying what I'm putting out. Other than that, I will see you in the back end of the week after these fixtures have happened, and hopefully I've got a few of these predictions correct. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.